Hello aspirants, myself Said Rasul, Faculty of History. Today we have come up with one of the important topics for all competitive exams including optional history. Today, August 7th, the entire nation is celebrating National Handloom Day. మనం తెలుగులో జాతీయ చేనేత దినోత్సవం అంటాం. 7th ఆగస్ట్ మళ్ళీ ఏంటి జాతీయ చేనేత దినోత్సవం ఏంటి, అసలు గవర్నమెంట్ యొక్క ఉద్దేశం ఏంటి, నేషనల్ హ్యాండ్లూమ్స్ డే రిలేట్స్ టు హిస్టరీ అనేది మనం ఇక్కడ డిస్కస్ చేద్దాం. So the government had declared the 7th August as the National Handloom Day in the month of July 2015. అంటే దాదాపు 11 సంవత్సరాల క్రితము డిక్లేర్ చేయడం జరిగింది. And for the first time the day was inaugurated on 7th August 2015. Thereby today we celebrate 11th National Handloom Day, that is 2025 August 7th. అంటే మనకు 2015లో స్టార్ట్ చేశారు and 2025 that is like the 11th National Handloom Day అంటాం. సో ఏంటి మళ్ళీ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఏంటి అన్నప్పుడు టు క్రియేట్ అవేర్నెస్ అబౌట్ హ్యాండ్లూమ్స్ అండ్ ద ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ది హ్యాండ్లూమ్ ఇండస్ట్రీ టు ద సోషియో ఎకనామిక్ డెవలప్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ ది కంట్రీ. అంటే ప్రతి డేకి ఒక ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ ఉంటుంది, ఆ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ మీద ఫోకస్ చేయాలి. వై ఆగస్ట్ 7th? అసలు నేషనల్ హ్యాండ్లూమ్ డే ఓకే, ఎందుకు మళ్ళీ ఆగస్ట్ 7th ఎందుకు సెలెక్ట్ చేశారు అన్నప్పుడు వీ హ్యావ్ టు డెల్వ్ ఇన్ టు హిస్టరీ. So one of the important topics, those who are preparing for competitive exams, you're quite aware of, that is Indian National Movement. Well, Indian National Movement lo bhanga, we have three phases. That is moderate phase of 1885 to 1905, extremist phase of 1905 to 1920, and Gandhian phase of 1920 to 1947. భారత జాతీయోద్యమాన్ని మూడు దశలుగా విభజించారు అంటే మితవాద దశ, అతివాద దశ, గాంధీ దశ అంటాం. Now this particular topic related to extremist phase of 1905 to 1920. So under extremist phase we generally focus on two major mass movements organized by Congress party. One among them was Vande Mataram movement, otherwise called as anti-Bengal partition movement, otherwise called as Swadeshi movement, and the second mass movement organized by Congress party, home rule movement. Vande Mataram movement and home rule movement under the guidance of extremist leaders, that is like the popularly called as political trinity antam, Lal Bal Pal, Lala Lajpat Rai, Bala Gangadhar Tilak, Bipin Chandra Pal, Aurobindo Ghosh, Ajit Singh and others. ఇంకా మనకు చాలా మంది లీడర్స్ ఉన్నారు, బట్ వీ జనరలీ హైలైట్ దీస్ త్రీ లీడర్స్. మళ్ళీ ఏంటి, సో మనం 7th August చూసినట్లయితే August 7th was chosen as a National Handloom Day to commemorate the Swadeshi movement. So one of the mass movements organized by Congress party between 1905 to 1908, so Swadeshi movement, otherwise called as anti-Bengal partition movement. The movement was launched on this day in 1905 in Calcutta Town Hall to protest against the partition of Bengal by the British government. Cricket policies are one of the divide and rule policies followed by British government. The entire Bengal divided into two halves antam. The entire Bengal divided into two halves antam. That is East Bengal, what we call today Bangladesh, and West Bengal. So the partition scheme was done by Lord Curzon. He served as the Viceroy of British India from 1899 to 1905. So it was the same gentleman who was responsible for partition. Why did he involve in partition? Lord Curzon came up with a strategy saying that on the grounds of administrative convenience, అంటే పరిపాలనా సౌలభ్యం కొరకు బెంగాల్ను మేము రెండు భాగాలుగా విభజించాము. అంటే చిన్న రాష్ట్రం అయితే చాలా అంటే గవర్న్ చేయడానికి బాగా ఉంటుంది అనే ఉద్దేశంతో మేము బెంగాల్ రెండు భాగాలుగా విభజించాము అని ఈయన ప్రొజెక్ట్ చేసుకోవడం జరిగింది. ఇట్స్ అన్ ప్రొజెక్షన్, not actual intention. Then what was an actual intention అన్నప్పుడు very simple. On one hand, Lord Curzon wanted to crush the unity between Hindus and Muslims, because Bengal is known for unity, right? Hindu-Muslim unity, right? On the other hand, the same Lord Curzon, one of the famous viceroys of British India, he wanted to destroy nationalism. He wanted to destroy nationalism among the Bengalis, because Bengal is a cradle for national awareness, right? So on one hand, he wanted to divide the people on the lines of religion, so that is Hindus West Bengal and Muslims East Bengal, so that he could suppress the growing influence of national consciousness. So మళ్ళీ ఈ what we call intentions తో ఆయన బెంగాల్లో 2 భాగాలుగా విభజించడం జరిగింది. అండ్ వాట్ ఇస్ ద రెస్పాన్స్ ఆఫ్ కాంగ్రెస్ పార్టీ ఆర్గనైజ్డ్ మూవ్మెంట్. మళ్ళీ ఈ మూవ్మెంట్ ఏమంటామంటే యాంటీ బెంగాల్ పార్టీషన్ మూవ్మెంట్, బెంగాల్ విభజన వ్యతిరేక ఉద్యమం అంటాం. The movement primarily aimed to promote economic self-reliance by boycotting British goods and fostering indigenous industries. So when we observe, when we understand the programs of national movement, to be specific, one of the mass movements, the first mass movement organized by Congress party, that is boycott, bahishkarana. You have to boycott British commodities. You have to boycott British educational institutions. Whatever the tag which has got British to be boycotted. ఎందుకు ఈ బైకాట్ అనే కాన్సెప్ట్ని వీళ్ళు ఎందుకు తీసుకుని ఉండొచ్చు అన్నప్పుడు, బికాస్ ద మెయిన్ మోటో ఆఫ్ కాంగ్రెస్ పార్టీ కాంగ్రెస్ పార్టీ వాంటెడ్ టు డ్యామేజ్ ద ఎకానమిక్ ప్రాస్పరిటీ ఆఫ్ ఇంగ్లాండ్. మరి బైకాట్ ఆఫ్ బ్రిటిష్ కమాడిటీస్ అన్నప్పుడు, once you boycott British commodities or British textiles, let me tell you, British textiles, now in place of British, you can go for our own textiles. Our own textiles are nothing but the national textiles, the khadi cloths. The same Congress party focused on indigenous industries. In fact, even today, our government also started focusing, that is like, say, local for vocal ani ninadamto raavadam jarugutundi. So what I'm trying to tell you, patent programs of Congress party boycott of British commodities, and throughout movements, whatever the movements you talk about, say in manam indak refer chesam, extremist phase lo we have 2 movements, Udyamam movement and Home Rule movement, and by the time you go to Gandhian phase, we found 3 mass major movements, that is non-cooperation movement of 1920-22, civil disobedience movement of 1930-34, and Quit India movement of 1942. So boycott of commodities became one of the patent programs of Congress party. So to what we call to honor the national movement, in 2015, the government, what we call consider it as National Handlooms Day. So from this topic, we found the previous questions. Just I brought 1 or 2 previous questions of UPSC General Studies prelims, and at least a dozen questions manaku Swadeshi movement nunchi raavadam jarigindi. So just we'll see 1 or 2 questions. The Swadeshi and boycott were adopted as methods of struggle for the first time during this particular question asked in 2016 UPSC General Studies prelims. So option A, agitation against the partition of Bengal, Home Rule movement, non-cooperation movement, and option D, visit of the Simon Commission. So the right answer for this question, agitation against the partition of Bengal. Home Rule movement manaku 1916-1918 antam, non-cooperation movement 1920-22, and when it comes to Simon Commission 1927-28. So the right answer for this question, option A. Another question, this particular question once again from Swadeshi movement related to boycott, handlooms and all. So asked in 2019 General Studies prelims UPSC with reference to Swadeshi movement, consider the following statements. First statement, it contributed to the revival of the indigenous artisan crafts and industries. The second statement, the National Council of Education was established as part of Swadeshi movement. In fact, first statement is correct, second statement is also correct, because one of the programs of Congress party or Swadeshi movement, boycott of educational institutions, the British educational institutions. For that, National Council of Education was set up. So right answer for this question, option C, both these statements are correct. Thank you.